Hi, I'm Rory from Powerballs.com, and today I'd like to give you a quick tutorial on this. It's arm stick. It's an accessory that you can buy for your Powerball, which greatly enhances the actual range of movements that you can do in terms of building muscle or in terms of rehabilitating with your Powerball. If you're already familiar with the action of Powerball, you'll know that it uses something called circumduction of the wrist. Your wrist is rotating around the full 360 degrees while resistance is added. Well, using arm stick adds leverage, so you're getting up to 300% more resistance from your Powerball because it's held about 3 or 4 or 5, 6 inches away from your fingers. So the tutorial today just shows you how to put Powerball into arm stick and how to start it, and give you a couple of little tips on what not to do as well. So without further ado, the ball that we're using and the balls that are actually suitable for arm stick are the plastic polycarbonate 250 Hertz and 280 Hertz range. The arm stick is not suitable for the metal range because the Diablo is smaller and the Titan is bigger. So it's suitable for any ball, whether it's cord start or auto start, that actually has a polycarbonate shell. So first things first, you got to remove the grip band. Just pull the grip band off the ball. Actually, by the way, useful to wash this from time to time. We're often asked, you know, what happens? This thing is getting a bit loose in the ball. It's just sweat and things get into the sort of the material. Throw it into an actual warm, sudsy container of water for 5 minutes, and it gives the actual grip band a good cleaning just when you have it off for this. So once the grip band is away, the handiest thing is to take the handle off the arm stick. It just screws off like that. There's a little piece of a plastic, a little shroud that comes away as well. And now you have the metal hoop with the rubber surround. All you do is you actually take it so that it goes on, and it goes on quite easily. Just goes on there. Make sure that it's uniform the whole way around. There's no particular technique, just nice and carefully, and so it's nice. It's uniform the whole way around. It's not up or down on one side and compared to the other. Once it's in position, put the little shroud back. Make sure that the rubber's reasonably even on both sides. Put the little shroud over, and you can see there's a hole in the center there. The handle just goes back in place. You've got to line it up properly. Handle goes back in place, screw it into position. Now, if you screw it on too tight, you'll actually compress the shell. The shell is made of polycarbonate, it flexes. And if you put it on too tightly, the rotor won't spin around properly. It'll spin, but you won't be able to get enough traction on it at the start. So just enough pressure to keep that ball nice and firmly held inside in the actual ring. As this is an auto start model, I'm just going to wind it up. If it's a cord start, just go through the same process. Just wind the cord around, pull it. A little bit more awkward with the handle in place, but once you've done it a couple of times, you'll see it's quite easy, as you can see here. So I'm just going to wind this little guy up here. 3.5 turns, 4 turns, until it won't wind anymore. So I'm left-handed. Now here's the first tip. You gotta, well, you don't have to, but I recommend that you have it so that the flat face of the ball here is parallel with your arm. Okay, don't have it like that or like that. Have it so it's parallel. We actually find that it's easier to start the ball when it's like that. You can, if you find the other way is better for you, then fine, but it just seems that it's better to actually have it that way. So release the rotor and slow stirring motion up the wrist. A little bit of a technique to this. It's a little bit more difficult actually than starting Powerball itself, but once you're actually proficient with starting Powerball, you'll have no problem with this. And you can see and you can hear, more to the point, that it's starting. Now you can see it's actually twisting. That's because I didn't have it tight enough. If it's twisting on you, just tighten it up. But watch this. If I go too tight, nope. You can do it to a point where, yeah, it's starting to die. It's a bit too tight, just a small little bit looser there. Give the actual rotor freedom to rotate. And all you're doing is you're stirring that pot. Now, there are a whole variety of different movements, but I can tell you, I use Powerball a lot, and I have great endurance in my forearm muscles from using it. But this, I don't use this as much as I should. Just doing that with the actual leverage that's applied to the wrist from the fact that the ball is 5 inches down there, it absolutely blows the extensor and the flexor muscles in your forearm. You might be fit and strong, but this is going to really, really work you. It's all it is nice, subtle, lazy rotation to get it started, and once the speed is up there, hold it there. You don't have to go too fast with this. This is about 30 to 60 seconds of endurance. But as I say, because it's leveraged, there's up to 300% more resistance coming from the ball, and it's actually, because it's extended out, your muscles are having to work a hell of a lot harder to actually hold it in place. So it's not about speed here, it's about endurance. Try to hold it for 30 to 60 seconds in each of the movements, and your arms will actually feel it. That really does work those muscles. There are about 20 different forms of exercise movement that you can do with an arm stick. And instead of me doing it here, I'm going to actually attach to the end of this video a video sent to us by Akis, who is the world champion, the fastest person ever to spin a Powerball, who put together a compilation of exercises that he does with an arm stick. It's about 60 seconds long. As I say, I'm going to attach it to the end of this, and you can see just how versatile this product is. If you have any questions, as always, info@powerballs.com, or post a comment here, and as I say, we'll respond as soon as we see it and do the best of our abilities to answer your questions. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found the video useful.